Well, hi once again, everybody. Welcome into another great edition of the New Vegas SANDTRAP right here on Facebook Live. I'm your host, Dennis Silvers, of course, and we're happy you could join us because we've got a stupendous guest for you today. Gentleman that's been intimately involved in the golf industry. Runs a fantastic management and ownership golf company, and we're going to be talking to Josh Lesnick in just a little while. Don't forget that the New Vegas SANDTRAP is brought to you by the Allergy Care Centers of Southern Nevada, where it's a simple 1, 2, 3 procedure to help you get rid of your allergies, which is awesome. Also brought to you by the best damn golf app in the business, Swing U. Just download them, swingu.com. It's free. Go on their site. They do some fantastic games with GPS, with lessons, individual lessons. It's fabulous. So remember, own your game. Go to swingu.com. Also, if you want to get a hold of us, we love hearing from you guys. You can email me, and it's simply golfgurulv@gmail.com. Check us out at Twitter at 19th Hole, Instagram, LV Golf Guru, and of course our YouTube channel, as well as Facebook. It's just Dennis Silver / New Vegas SANDTRAP. And if you go to our Facebook, our website, please give us a couple of likes or two. We would very much appreciate that as well. Always love hearing from you. All right, let me tell you a little bit about our guest, Josh Lesnick. As I mentioned, Josh is currently the president of both Kemper Sports and Kemper Lesnick, which we'll be talking about with Josh. He was the first general manager at the iconic Bandon Dunes Golf Resort, where he was involved in every aspect of the facility from the ground up. We'll talk a lot about Bandon Dunes because it's a fabulous facility. Josh also serves as a senior executive responsible for industry relations and golf competition within Kemper Sports. And Josh has a Bachelor of Arts degree in communications from a fabulous institution, Drake University, and a Master of Science degree in marketing communications as well. Let me just give you a quick hit of some of the incredible properties that Kemper Sports has. The aforementioned Bandon Dunes Golf Resort in Oregon, Chambers Bay in Washington, the Country Club at St. Albans in Missouri, Shoal Creek Golf Course in Kansas City, Missouri, and Sun Valley in Wisconsin, and on and on and on. And we'll get to some of those other properties when we get Josh on. So speaking of Josh Lesnick, let's bring him up on camera and get the interview started. Josh, first of all, thanks for taking time out to come on the show, because I know you've got an incredibly busy schedule, to say the least.
Well, Dennis, thank you for having me. You've made this quite easy. I really appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure. My pleasure. Looking forward to a great interview. Josh, Kemper Sports owns and manages a lot of great properties. But let me ask you, at this stage of the golf industry and the golf economy, what's better for Kemper, do you think? Is it to own a property or manage a property?
Really either. I mean, we manage many more properties than we own, but we've always had kind of diversity within our portfolio between ownership, leasing, and management, and of course diversity with all the various types of golf properties that we run. So really, either way, I mean, each deal is different, each golf course is different, and so we really look at each one individually to see what makes most sense.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I've got a question related to that. But do you, Josh, and I say you, Kemper Sports, have a philosophy as to a particular type of golf course that is more appealing to you than another? For instance, a traditional layout, a parkland layout, that type of thing?
No, like I said, I mean, we're truly a diverse company. We manage a 9-hole municipal golf course in Vernon Hills, Illinois, which was our first golf course under management. We're very proud to say we still manage it today, some 30 plus years later. And then all the way to private clubs with high initiations, and of course, some of the resorts that you mentioned in your introduction. So it's really all across the board, and it's more about the great clients that we have, Dennis. Really, we get to work for so many great clients, whether that's Pierce County, Washington, where we manage Chambers Bay,
Right.
or the Mosaic Company, where we manage Stream Song in Central Florida on their behalf, and of course, we've been blessed to work for the Kaiser family at Bandon Dunes and Sand Valley. So it's really more about our great clients.
I agree. And you got to keep them happy. But what does Kemper look for, Josh, value-wise, when they're looking to get involved with a property, either management-wise or if you buy it?
Well, really, either way, we have to look at it the same way. When we get hired to manage a property, we have to look at it the same way as if we would own it. We have to go in on our client's behalf and look at the market and be honest with ourselves and be honest with our client about what type of golf course they have, what's the current conditioning, what's the current rate structure, what current amenities do they have, how does their location work in that market. And based on a number of those types of characteristics, then we can give kind of an honest assessment to ourselves and our clients about the potential success of that property.
Okay. Well, let me follow up with this, Josh. With all the golf courses closing across the country, players leaving the game, teaching professionals find it harder and harder to sell lessons, et cetera, et cetera. Is this really a good time, Josh, for Kemper to be in the golf business or any other management company to be buying golf courses?
I'd say a couple things. First, I'd say, it's an incredible time to be a golfer, Dennis, because there is an oversupply of golf courses. So, there's too many golf courses in this country. So that's driven the rate down at golf courses. So it's less expensive to play some pretty darn good properties. Instruction in this country has never been better. Things that the PGA of America are doing, Get Golf Ready, Play Golf America. I mean, obviously the PGA Junior League. So instruction has never been more affordable. What Kemper Sports does with our Grow the Game initiatives, offering free lessons across the country during the month of June. Each property is asked to do some amount of Grow the Game initiatives. We have a playbook, and they can sort of pick what they want off the menu and do it. It's really never been a better time to be a golfer. Not only the instruction, but the equipment has never been better. The technology and the golf ball and the club. And then some of the new courses. And I mentioned some of the incredible clients we have and incredible golf developers now are building some of the best golf courses, in the country. And they're making them more fun to play and more easy to play.
Yeah.
Making the fairways wider and the greens bigger. I think for a number of reasons, it's a great time to be a golfer. I think the industry, be it the PGA of America, the USGA, the PGA Tour, they're doing a lot of things right. Obviously, Augusta National and the things they're doing with the drive, pitch, and putt,
Right.
or drive, chip, and putt. I apologize. And just all the various things that are going on in golf right now. And, there's no doubt to what you're saying. It's that oversupply of golf courses and also the type of golf courses that were built in America in the 90s.
Right.
Were hard to play. They weren't built for golf reasons. They were built to sell real estate. But things have changed, and the industry's getting it right, and it's a great time to be a golfer. Junior golf numbers in the AJGA and the state golf associations have all grown. It's kind of a misnomer in sports today. A lot of sports are shrinking for two reasons. One is soccer is way bigger in the United States than it was. It gets bigger every year, but 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, way more kids are playing soccer today.
True.
And furthermore, parents are having their kids individualize in sports much earlier.
Yeah.
It used to be the best athletes played all three sports in high school, but a lot of times now when they're 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years old, their parents think they need to individualize in a sport. So now that a lot of participation rates are down in sports, but it's never been a better time to be a golfer. As far as for Kemper Sports and for the business of golf, those things have made it really hard on the business of golf. And in line with that, golf course owners have needed more professional management. So as the golf economy got tougher and there was oversupply, more owners realized they need professional management. And frankly, that's been good for Kemper Sports.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, let me ask you this before we take our first break. Josh, I don't know if you're a traditionalist like I am and the guys that I play golf with. So when and I know a lot of golf course designers, I talk to a lot of golf course designers on the show, and I get their view of the new thing, like you said, the trendy thing, shorter golf courses, wider fairways, almost no rough, fewer hazards, 15.5-inch cups on the greens. Is that good for a traditionalist like me? And I don't know if you're a golf traditionalist, but is that a good thing for the other guys that are into this game? Seriously?
Yeah, for one, I don't like to classify myself as any type of golfer or not. There's all sorts of different aspects of the game. I mean, I can play with people that listen to music, or I can play to people that would never ever listen to music on the golf course. And as far as some of the things being done in golf design today, yes, I would say they are good for the game. And the big cups, Dennis, look, I'm up for anything that makes the game more fun to get kids into the game. Golf lessons that involve trying to catch frogs, looking at turtles, looking at the birds. There was some of that when I grew up on the little 9-hole par 3 course that I grew up playing. There was kind of a little creek that ran through it. Of course, we were looking at tadpoles and turtles and frogs. And, was that golf? Would that make a traditionalist happy? I don't know, but it made me a golf lover. And if the big holes, it's not every day in every club that's going to have big holes. There's always going to be the places that traditionalists want to play or, desire to become a member of, or, there's always going to be those places. But there also needs to be places where kids and beginners feel comfortable. Because frankly, a lot of us say we want to grow the game, but then we get behind a group of beginners and we want to, hit golf balls into them and tell them to hurry up. It's not a very welcoming sport when it comes to that. So there has to be facilities that are there for juniors, beginners.
Yeah.
And if that means a big hole, that's fine. And I'm okay with that. It's just not every place.
Right. Well, I appreciate you said about, looking at the animals and the turtles and the rabbits and all that stuff. Josh, I got to tell you, there's only one thing that I look for, and that's birdies on the golf course. So anyway, all right, we're going to step away. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back, have a lot more with our very special guest, Josh Lesnick, who's the president of Kemper Sports. And we're going to leave you with a Golfer's Mental Minute by Dr. Nick Molinaro. We'll see you right on the other side of the break.
Welcome to the Golfer's Mental Minute. Today we're going to talk about breathing. An important portion of your pre-shot routine should be devoted to this. We're going to work on square breathing. Most people breathe from the thoracic area by inflating your lungs, and watch what happens to my shoulders when you do that. See how my shoulders engage and get more tense. Now place your hand just below your rib cage to your diaphragm and breathe in slowly, and at the same time roll your shoulders back like this. Hold your breath, and by breathing out through your mouth, let your shoulders relax. And now you're in the best posture that you can be in for your shot. Breathing should be an integral part of all portions of your game. I'm Dr. Nick Molinaro for the new Vegas SANDTRAP.
If you play golf, chances are you've made a fairly sizable investment buying your golf clubs. So why take a chance on having your clubs damaged or even broken on the way to your next round of golf? Here's the perfect solution, known as the golf cradle. Using the golf cradle elevates the open end of your golf bag and suspends it off the floor of your truck or SUV and locks it in place. The golf cradle prevents the chance of damaging your club as a result of sudden stops, potholes, or swerving. Its weighted base and rigid bottom ensure the golf cradle stays put. Simply place your golf bag on the golf cradle and the protection arms automatically close down to secure your bag. Then simply tighten the straps and lock it in place. Simple as making a tap-in birdie putt. They have an awesome device like the golf cradle for under $40 to protect hundreds and maybe thousands of golf equipment is a no-brainer. Check them out and order at golfcradle.com. Don't wait, your clubs will love you for it. golfcradle.com. Oh, did I mention what a great gift this would be for the golfer in your life? golfcradle.com.
Did you know that over half our population suffers from allergies? There's a new, incredible way to treat allergies that don't involve shots, sprays, pills, or drops. All you do is brush your teeth. This new revolutionary treatment for allergies is only offered by Allergy Care Centers. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. You simply go to their office and speak to one of their doctors about any allergy history you may have. Then a simple finger stick is done with a few drops of blood placed on your patient card. It is then sent out to their laboratory where it's analyzed. This state-of-the-art test analyzes for 180 potential allergens. After consultation, a prescription is sent to their pharmacy where a specialized serum is mixed with toothpaste and you simply start to brush your allergies away. It's amazing. So stop suffering with your allergies. This is great for patients of all ages, especially kids. Call Allergy Centers at 702-331-5230.
All right, welcome back everybody to more of the New Vegas SANDTRAP here on Facebook Live. I'm your host, Dennis Silvers, having a wonderful conversation with our special guest, Josh Lesnick from Kemper Sports. And Josh, let me kick this segment off by asking you, how does Kemper Sport define yourself from your competition, Troon, Club Corp, Casper Golf, etc.? What separates you guys?
You know, I mean, there's a few things. I think, you know, our core values are, I think, one thing that really separates us. And, you know, our belief that despite all the things that are going on in golf and all the new marketing tools that we have, that really taking care of the customer and getting customer feedback is really the most important thing when it comes to making a successful golf facility. And that's why we've started our own proprietary customer service training program called True Service. I'm sure you've seen it with your friend Matty Callback there in Las Vegas. He's a wonderful trainer and has a great staff there. And so we believe that's first and foremost. And I also think, you know, a big differentiator for us is that we truly promote the golf facility and our clients much more than we promote ourselves. When you go play a Kemper Sports facility, depending on what the client really wants, you may not even know that it's managed by Kemper Sports from the standpoint of seeing signs all over the place or seeing our name all over the place. We would much prefer to promote your brand or the brand of golf course than to promote ourselves. And that's been something that we've believed ever since day one when my dad and Mr. Kemper built Kemper Lakes and built Kemper Lakes into a big enough brand where before it was even 10 years old, it hosted a major championship.
Yeah.
And that's really one of our core beliefs and core values is that we make our clients the star. We make our clients' courses the star.
Yeah, no, and that's well said, and I totally agree with you. I'm glad that you call him Matty, because I'm going to start calling him Matty. I'm going to say, if your boss can call you Matty, I could call you Matty. So, Josh, to me, it seems a bit unusual for a company like Kemper to have a player development program. Would you kind of explain that to all of our viewers, what that's all about?
Yeah, I mean, it's everyone's responsibility in golf. I mean, we make it, not only do a lot of us who work here love the game and it's our passion, but obviously it's also our job. So if you're going to look at the future of the game, then anyone that's not participating in some way in grow the game initiatives, you're really doing your profession a disservice. So we believe, I mean, it's one of our core values to grow the game and invest in the game. And right now, we have Player Development Month. I mean, obviously we're doing things all year long to grow the game, but we've decided to, make June Player Development Month, and we've come up with a bunch of programs. And all the executives here really believe in it. We do it even in our own home office. We give free lessons to anybody in our home office that wants them. We try and get our staff at golf courses playing. We try and get their family engaged in the game. It's sort of just part of a winning attitude that you want to introduce people to the game that we all have as a passion and as a profession, and it's really important to us.
Yeah. How does the phenomena of what I call social golf affect you, if at all, with the emergence of Topgolf, and now Club Core has Big Shots Golf, Drive Shack? Is that hurting the game a little bit?
I don't see it as hurting the game at all. I see it as a real positive. Obviously there's no real data yet. I mean, the NGF does have some data that it is getting more people and people that weren't necessarily interested in coming to the golf course actually swinging a club and enjoying it. But the millions of people that are enjoying Topgolf now and Drive Shack as an entertainment venue, some number of them that maybe never would have swung a golf club or never made it to a golf course are going to make their way to a golf course and try and find kind of that next level. Maybe they're not ready to go play Shadow Creek with you in Las Vegas, but maybe they're ready to go to the driving range and actually take a few lessons. Or maybe they're ready to play a scramble with an experienced group of golfers now that they've swung the club at Topgolf.
Yeah.
So I do not see that as a negative at all. It makes the game look more fun. It is fun. I mean, I've been to Topgolf. It's a blast. It's a great place to do a company outing.
Right.
It's a great place to take the family. It's a great place to go with friends, even watch a game. It's an amazing venue.
Yeah, it is. Eric Anderson, who's a friend of mine, who's the executive chairman of the board, I've gotten to know quite well, and it's just astonishing what they've been able to do and what they are doing in the future. When he first told me about his business plan, 8 to 10 facilities a year, I looked at him like, he was drinking the Kool-Aid or something, but it's just been absolutely phenomenal. And Josh, I promise you, when you come out to Vegas soon and we tee it up, I'm going to take you to Topgolf. And I'll even buy the first couple of beers. How's that?
You got a deal.
All right. Josh, I mentioned before that Kemper has a number of courses that are listed in the top 10, which is very great. But how much, if any, does that improve your bottom line? Because, Josh, to be honest, the players I know, as long as they have, it's all about the golf experience for them. They don't care if a golf course is in the top 100 or not. It's all about the experience. So how does being in the top 100 with some of your courses improve your bottom line, if it does, or do you track that?
Well, I would say a couple things. First, I would say, to have our clients' courses in the various top 100 lists, because there's several top 100 lists, and some people look at the Golf Magazine list.
Right.
Some people look at Golf Week, some look at Golf Digest, and then there's other, Golf Advisor has their lists, and
right.
So there's a lot of different lists, and different people look at them in different ways. For our clients, it's neat because it's kind of, even though it's hard to control, you can't control what the raters are going to do with your course or not do, if they're going to include it or not, but it's kind of a verification of really the amount of hard work that goes into building a golf facility. I've grown up in the golf business, so it's all I know. I don't know how hard other businesses are, but the hurdles and the obstacles that owners, visionaries, developers, and then the architects and project managers overcome to build a golf course that I've seen. Let's say, the 4 courses at Bandon Dunes, or the 3 courses at Streamsong, or the surely the course at Chambers Bay.
Sure.
Desert Willow in Palm Desert. I mean, the obstacles that were overcome to build those places, and then to have, the knowledgeable golf people that do the rating and the magazines, to have them acknowledge the work that you've done is really something special. And it feels good. And, there's nothing that makes us more proud than one of our clients receiving those awards. That's for sure.
Oh, as it should be. As it should be.
And I think also it does affect the business, and it affects it in a good way, because there are, let's call them the affluent golf traveler, or Mr. Kaiser has called him the retail golfer. There are people that want to play. Not everyone can play the top 100.
No.
But let's say you look at the top 100 courses in your region, and you have a goal, whether it's a bucket list thing for you, or you can afford to go every year, or you're going to go every other year, whatever it is. People do look at those lists and use them to plan travel.
Oh, absolutely.
And so it can, it can really help the bottom line of our clients' golf courses. Absolutely.
Yeah, no. Quick question, Josh, before we take our second quick break, and I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you know how many of your properties are on the top 100?
I don't, because there's various lists.
Yeah.
There's so many different lists. There's, top customer service lists. That's one of the lists that makes us so proud. The National Golf Foundation does a customer survey, across the country. And we have a handful of golf courses that make that list. Sand Creek Station in Newton, Kansas, I think has been the #1 several years in a row.
Wow.
Of a list for top customer service. Our general manager there, Chris Toohey, does a wonderful job of implementing our customer service program. So there's lists like that we're as proud as anything to be on, as well as the ones that are for the architecture,
right,
and the Golf Magazine top 100 in the world, and those lists. I mean, there's many of them, and so I don't know the exact number, to be honest.
No problem. But that's something certainly to be proud of. All right, Josh, we're going to step away, take another short break, and we're going to leave it with our weekly swing tip from Gary Gilchrist from Swing U. And then again, pay attention, and we'll see you on the other side of the break.
A lot of golfers out there ask me, is it better to have a short or long backswing? Well, I believe the longer the backswing, the harder it is to swing the club in balance. With a shorter backswing, it's going to allow your body to wind more, which means your left shoulder will get across, and now you can shallow the club and come into the ball. This creates a lot more power. If you swing too long and the club gets across the line and the weight's in your left side, now you're going to shift behind the ball and you're going to use more hands and you're going to slow down through impact. So what I try and teach my pros is to use two swings. First of all, start with a slightly narrow stance and swing 3/4. And then you come into the ball and you finish short through. This is going to help you improve your impact position. Then when you go to your full swing, it's not going to get long because your body is going to wind behind the ball and your arm swing is going to be shorter. You can see my arms are out in front of me. They don't get behind my head and get long. So start practicing with a short swing, 3/4 back, 3/4 through. Really helping you accelerate through the ball, really feeling like you're putting pressure into your left side. So start with a shorter swing and then get longer and longer and build the swing for success. Now subscribe so our instructional team can put you on a personalized plan to help you take your game to the next level.
If you're like me and play golf, let's face it, you want to get better, right? Getting better at golf means taking lessons, and these days you have a whole lot to choose from when it comes to instruction. Or do you? It seems everyone and their brother teaches golf. That's why you need to know who and why you're investing your time and money with. If you really want to improve as a player, the choice is simple. PGA Tour instructor Mike Malaska, long recognized as one of the top instructors in the country, is helping players on every level, every day. The online learning center is offered by MalaskaGolf.com. Mike's common sense approach to learning will help you overcome the issues you face on the course every time you play. Simply put, in order to play better golf, you need to understand it. Named National PGA Teacher of the Year, Top 100 Teacher of the Year for over 20 years running, Worldwide Director of the Nicklaus Golf Academies, well, you get the picture. Mike is awesome. If you're serious about improving your game, get started now. Check out MalaskaGolf.com and see for yourself what this program will do for you and your game. MalaskaGolf.com.
What's up, everyone? I'm Ryan Rustan.
And I'm Josh Kelly, and we're on the course with Swing U, the top-rated GPS, scorecard, and game improvement app.
That's right, guys. Get distances to greens, hazards, live wind speed and elevation adjustments, even shot tracking and club recommendations. You can track your scores, stats, and handicaps for free.
Check out our massive library of lessons and drills from top 25 teachers, or get one-on-one training from your personal Swing U golf coach.
So join over 4 million golfers
and download the free Swing U app today.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to just about wrapping up this edition of the New Vegas SANDTRAP on Facebook Live. I'm your host again, Dennis Silvers, having a wonderful conversation with Josh Lesnick, who is the president of Kemper Sports and Kemper Lesnick. I've got two quick questions for you, Josh, and then I'm going to let you go because I know you probably want to go out and hit some balls and get ready for your trip to Vegas. Do you think, all honesty, Josh, at the PGA of America, the Tour, even to some extent, the R&A, whatever golf organization it would be, is really doing their level best to help grow the game? Personally, I think that phrase is so overused, but do you think these organizations could step up maybe a little bit more to help grow the game, to get players back that have left the game, in addition to cultivating juniors and new players into the game?
I really do. I really do think they're all doing a great job and doing their part at growing the game. I don't want to say that if it makes you upset. I mean, we all do hear it often in this industry. But I think they're each doing their part in their own way. I mean, the research and the amount of time and energy and effort and brain power that the USGA puts into their research in the game, and the use of water. People think participation rates are important, but how about water usage in golf? And nobody spends more time and effort on research and agronomy and grasses and water and what's the future of the game. Are we going to have to go back to sand greens someday? So I think the USGA does their part, and I really believe the PGA of America, again, just PGA Junior League. I think that's the best grow the game initiative for junior golfers that I've seen since in my 30 years in the industry, because it does. There are not only the whole uniforms and making it more like Little League and the team atmosphere and the fun atmosphere, but just the idea of a scramble. I mean, you've played golf for a long time, and the pressure of trying to play stroke play and keep score for a beginner and certainly a junior, it's just not fun.
Yeah, it's very tough.
It's really hard. And look, I also believe a lot of the reason people get in this game and stay in the game is because it is challenging. I mean, a lot of people do the Sunday New York Times crossword puzzle. That's not easy, but they keep coming back to it.
Right.
Just like we keep coming back to the game of golf.
Right.
But just from the standpoint of getting kids into it,
exactly.
the scramble's a wonderful thing. One of the neatest things we've seen from actually our PGA Professional of the Year, Ryan Young, who works at Chambers Bay. We just had our big awards dinner. Their PGA Junior League program at Chambers Bay, in that community, one of the greatest things we've seen happen there is the parents of the kids playing in the junior league who are non-golfers saying,
awesome,
my kid can go out and do that scramble. They're now wanting to get in and play on a scramble team.
That's great.
And so yeah, I think the PGA of America, from doing the Play Golf America and the 5 lessons for $99 and now into PGA Junior League, absolutely.
That's great.
And look, without the PGA Tour, without the power of that type of entertainment, I mean, that level of entertainment that we have and the excitement in the game and the superstars and they make the superstars and I do. Could all of us do better? I'm sure all of us could try and do better, but those 3 organizations, and of course, adding Augusta National and with I'm not sure exactly the women's amateur championship now that they're playing at Augusta National, and also some of the ways they're giving exemptions and some of the international, or I'm not exemptions, but invitations to the Masters through international championships.
Right.
Those subtle little things that they do are really brilliant moves. And I think they're great stewards of the game, and they're great leaders in our game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Real quickly, a lot of people don't know the differentiation between Kemper Sports and Kemper Lesnick. Josh, can you explain that real quickly?
Sure. Well, Kemper Sports is our golf course management company. We own, lease, manage, and build golf courses. And Kemper Lesnick is a sports marketing, public relations, and events business. And it is involved in golf and running some championships and golf events, but we're also into basketball. We're into e-games. And then we have a sort of a traditional public relations company, which is actually the second largest, I think, in Chicago. We have clients not only in Chicago, but all over the country, some in golf and some outside of golf. And that's the difference between those two organizations.
Okay. Anything you could share with us about you guys looking here in Vegas and Southern Nevada, maybe for another golf course?
We're always open. Our pipeline of new business opportunities, honestly, has probably never been busier. We're getting more calls today than we ever have. It's an exciting time for us this year. Just coming up, we're hosting the Evans Scholar Invitational Web.com event at the Glen Club. Then we're hosting the 2019 USGA 4-Ball Championship at Bandon Dunes. And finally hosting the Women's Western Amateur at a private club here in Chicago called Royal Melbourne. So those 3 events. Our latest golf course we just added to the portfolio is Thornbury Creek at Oneida in Green Bay, Wisconsin, the official golf course of the Green Bay Packers.
Wow.
Even though we have some Chicago Bear fans here, we have a lot of Packer fans
Yeah.
in our company. We manage Sand Valley in Rome, Wisconsin, which you mentioned earlier. So, and a couple golf courses in La Crosse, Wisconsin as well. So that's a growing market for us. So just a lot of exciting stuff going on for our company.
A lot
right
of
now.
good stuff. Finally, I need to know this before you come out to Vegas so we could tee it up. What's your handicap, Josh?
My handicap is how short. I don't hit the ball very far. I saw that you were having. I saw what a coincidence. I couldn't believe what a coincidence it was. I saw you're having the former long drive champion on as one of your guests, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, Bonnie.
And then you had the shortest. You had the shortest driver on today. What a coincidence!
I think I'm getting garaged here, but anyway, Josh, thank you so much for spending all the time with us. I know that you're very busy. It was great information, and we'd love to have you back sooner than later. And honestly, I'm going to be in touch because I'd love for you to come out here just to meet you and go out and play some golf.
Well, thank you so much. I know we'll get a chance to tee it up together, and we can negotiate our handicaps at that time.
You got it. That's a deal. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. So long.
All right.
All right, everybody. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the New Vegas SANDTRAP here on Facebook Live. For Josh Lesnick, I've been your host, Dennis Silvers, wishing you all of you nothing. Fairways and greens. I'm going to see you right back here. Same place, same time next week. So long, everybody.